supposed to govern must be justified, must provide that, enabling playing field, level playing field for everybody to be parried around. Now, let's look at the election. We have people who are relevant stakeholders in this election, and they've come out to say one or two things. Most of them say that the INEC did not follow what the rules they said they are going to follow, the principles laid down, and which of course is true. They didn't. I was listening to them on TV, Arise TV, in my house that day when Dino Melayo was asking and some other people. Unfortunately, the INEC chairman was struggling. He was laboring to explain that. At a point, he justiced it and did it the way he did it. I was not also particularly impressed when Dino and some other people walked away. They remain people who sat down and after a while they were giving them, please talk. What do you say? Master Chairman, I'm solidly behind you. This person was saying this person was saying that. And I just look at the whole thing. It was quite a charade. We also brought in international observers who also on their own independent report said they were not satisfied with what happened.
All of them?
Yes.
No.
Those, the UN, almost all of them. International observers.
Some people say Nigeria should be proud of this election.
Look, we know how those things are coming out. We know that was an afterthought.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Yes. We know after a time we started having this. We started hearing some of those things.
It's the same time.
In law, that's what is called afterthought.
But this is the same time.
Once you begin to hear all those afterthoughts, something must have gone underground, and that is the thing that is wrong. So I am saying that we had that. We also had it clearly in the television, it was captured, where somebody went to Lagos in a polling unit and said, look, if you don't vote for this particular person, if you are not fair to vote for a particular party, please leave this place for your safety.
It happened in Anambra.
Nothing happened to that same person. Look, when I'm doing my analysis, I'm not a party member. I'm not APC. I'm not PD.
But let's see them.
Whether it has happened in Anambra, I'm not justifying that.
No, what I say
because it happened in Anambra. I'm not justifying that.
I've only had emphasis in Lagos. Nobody mentioned in Anambra.
It would be a good thing that then they should review the processes.
Yes,
and I am.
People emphasis on Lagos, but nobody talk about Anambra. Nobody talk about the other districts.
Because they're saying it happened in Anambra, it happened in Lagos, it happened in.
No, the emphasis already be Lagos. Anytime I listen to the mic, it's Lagos.
You see, I am being very objective. Whether it happened in my kitchen, my family, it's not enough to justify that action. I'm not I'm not a party member. I don't belong to APC or PDP. The fact that it has happened in Anambra does not justify the cost for us to have free and fair and credible election.
I'm not saying
so. If it has happened in Anambra, that is also a justification of the fact that it didn't go well with this election. And I'm not saying in favor of one particular person. Not speaking in favor of OB or PDP or APC. If it has happened in Anambra, it is wrong. Let's call a speed a speed. It is wrong. And so the totality of all that, Anambra, Lagos, Rivers, means that free and fair and credible election were expected. What that means, therefore, is that the right person who would have emerged, it as the governor in Anambra said, did not emerge. That's the implication. If that same thing has also happened in Anambra, I was told here in Rivers State that some people sent Tankraya to say, go around. I've not seen it, but that's what I heard. Please don't vote for so and so political party. And if that has also happened, I am condemning it in totality. And the totality of these events are things that I consider that have marred this election. And the product of this, electoral irregularities will mean that the right person or the right group of persons that the people had in mind will not emerge, because democracy abhors undue influence. Right. Democracy abhors undue influence. So if you can also testify that it's happening like this, it's happening this way, which means we are correct.
Right.
Which means what Adepe just said, It's also correct.
It's not
because
correct.
you also consider the fact that
60 seconds. Just 60 seconds. I just want to make one statement.
I don't even have that. You can hold on. Maybe when we're wrapping up, because there's just 10 minutes on the clock, and I need to allow people say something. Let me just get on to text messages first, and then we'll move on to the phone lines if I can afford that. Good morning, Annie. Why is Obitima always angry? Bobby from Rumalo. Is he angry because he said he wants to japa? Annie, good day. Mr. M is misleading the public with his response on the issue of Tinubu's drug dealing. $460,000 fine. The letter written to the then IG of police by the U.S. Embassy was a response on criminal record following IG's inquiry. Criminal forfeiture for heroin trafficking remains as an indictment. The IG deliberately inquired from the wrong source. Why didn't he make his inquiry from the U.S. court system? This is Nigeria. Annie, on the issue of herdsmen in caution, we're playing with fire if we think this government is not covertly supporting the actions of these herdsmen. We're kidding. In due course, everyone's eye will become clear. Bobby sent that in. A splendid, lovely Thursday morning to you, Madam Annie, and the panelists in the house. Pa Ayo Adebanjo is an elder statesman who sees far beyond what any younger generation can see. I trust and believe Yahweh that evil will not reign or thrive for too long. If the wish of Bat and those supporting him, they will soon realize that there is Yahweh, who's sovereign and supreme above every human manipulation and raid. This is from Sir Chimex Lance from Iche. Hope you know that God allows man to do his things. Please, that's why he gave you choice, the ability to choose. Please confirm from the guests if what INEC told us was what they did. They said results will be transmitted via beavers. How come declaring a winner when the process has been compromised? We're causing confusion in this country. We, the country, will boil. All of us will be involved. This is from Uncle Gift. Good morning. What Atiku spokesperson Boala said about Tinubu's manifesto fighting Buhari and later saying Buhari blamed PDP and he would see who Tinubu will blame sounds rather contradictory to me, like someone who feels like he has to say something to earn a salary. Secondly, this one, Doc, is forming bad belly that Wike has invited Tinubu and not Obi to commission projects. If Wike had supported Labour Party's Peter Obi, would he not be the man of the moment? But Obi has already commissioned the projects he was invited to commission. Obi has been here already.
Supported or not, he was here to commission.
Annie, you know that when rich man is getting more money, poor man will be praying for God to destroy the world. That's the position of all these obedience now. Although I like that people can criticize and oppose people from their region, so they would not accuse that Tinubu won election through tribalism. But a president has emerged and God is the overall supervisor. Maybe they should write otherwise in school. If the question comes in primary 3, who is your president? They can write Peter Obi. I'm AKP. I agree absolutely with Pa Debanjo. The just concluded elections that produced the president-elect was a complete sham. INEC violated its own electoral guidelines. Why? By not adhering to it. What Mahmoud Yakubu displayed at the National Collation Center Abuja wasn't different from what INEC State Rec displayed at Adamawa State. Yakubu Mahmoud assured Dino Melaye and the entire world that he had powers to review, but never did that. Arthur Belf from Elelenwo. I agree with Nyesom Wike that he has invited presidential candidates of all political parties to come to River State to commission projects, except that of the PDP. I stand to be corrected. Of course, that of the PDP didn't come in. I stand with Adebanjo. How would INEC conduct 3 elections at the same time, transmit 2 results electronically, and refuse to do the same to the presidential results? Which is even more important, what went wrong? Justin Wilson, you send that in from Port Harcourt. Annie, good morning to you. This Emi Fairhaga permits me if I didn't spell his name properly. Must he always call Peter Obi? What is his problem with the man? Please, people should know, take away emotions and deal with issues. Justin in Port Harcourt. Nigeria is the only country where people will openly support evil and tell us to go to court. Country where crime pays. A country where governors behave as if the state is theirs. Tinubu is invited for the governor to beg for an appointment or to free him from EFCC. I pray that Tinubu will be well enough to come and speak new English for us. This is for Chima from Port Harcourt. All right, let me take this call here. 0810-951-0951. or 0817-000951. Those are the numbers for you to dial to get through to us here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mascot. Good morning.
Thank you so much. I want to greet everybody in the studio. Dr. Bidima, the man that will live long. Again, associate professor in me. You know.
All right, go ahead.
Did you not lose Harry? This is Adamawa and not to Somamuti. You know, Harry declared himself one connection was one going due to come to Somamuti while connection was still ongoing. For example, that Shabbat in Adamawa has succeeded with the money. You might not have seen the last day with the empty show up because I was the one that tried to protect him. If that Shabbat has succeeded, we have said that we have the government elect of Adamawa through that Shabbat of the prophet. What we have on February 25, I was telling you one of the alcohol yesterday that I have already planned very difficult to look what channel AI already said people. It's February 25 because I was highly discouraged as Labaka said by the flow of shame. Who are working in that sector? And we left the very clear to the letter. We very try to let that record and say who the people who the government will participate. The return officer of this state said that I'm no longer in this problem. I was back when I found him in Africa. The climate that state before he said he was doing to the best of the quiet river state. And he said it that a 35-year-old man is not right, that it is not for him to stop 50 that is right. What we have is our associate professor there, and what is more important intervention and the unit.
All right then.
What we have is the president elect by force of power, not by the legislature or authority.
Mascot, thank you. We've got to let you go there, but we did get your thoughts. It was just a bit noisy. I don't think maybe you're in a place where there was a lot of echo. But then I think we pretty much got most of what you wanted to share with us this morning. Let me take this other call. Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. What's your name?
Is that the only golden ironology controller general of Africa?
Yeah, good morning. Good to have you on the show.
God bless you. What of Professor Iman General? Are you hearing me?
Yes. We're all here. Go ahead.
I just called to greet you. For long I've not heard from you. I've been calling you.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate your call. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Please, I'm trying to put in as many calls as I can here, so we wrap up on the show. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay, ma, good morning.
Good morning, Anabarachi.
Oh, okay, very good. Thank you. Oga.
Anabarachi, just go straight. There's no time.
Okay, what I want to say is that what I don't just say is very true. Because I don't understand what these people are doing. The people that will vote, it is not the people that they put in the office. What Yakubu did is very, very, very wrong. Now look at what ISWAP are doing in the north, kidnapping people. Look at what Boko Haram terrorists are doing in the west, entering the community, killing people. And let me tell them, Tinubu is not going to rule Nigeria well. Let us rise up. We are into problems.
Rise up and do what?
And speak the truth. Rise up and speak the truth. Let us, as Obidima is saying, and
So Obidima's own must be the truth. My own truth is not the truth, it's Obidima's.
Those men are saying the truth. Any PR guy is not saying the truth.
Okay, all right then. We got your thoughts there. Okay, we got your thoughts. Hello, Today95.1 FM. Good morning.
At least, Annie, you've taken my call. Good morning.
Yes, at least. Good morning.
Good morning, because of the time, to everybody in the studio. Good
morning.
Yeah. Annie, because of the time, I don't want to complain much. Let me talk about Pa Debanjo. Leaders and elders should be careful in this country. We are talking about the only constituted authority to announce a result. If today now they venture take a particular path to pick that man in the name of arrest, you see people use word, your father, old man, and all the rest. But the law does not respect age. People should be careful. Encourage nonsense and rubbish. How must you come on air to tell people that we don't have president-elect or governor-elect in any state? The laws are there. If you are not happy with a result that is declared, you go to the court, and that is what the man is supported to do, and even Atiku and every other person is doing. That is the needful. Why must you come on air to tell people trying to set confusion in this country, and will be supporting it because you think P2B is the best? Who told you P2B is the best? Who told you P2B has the spread? Go there and argue in the law courts. And let me tell Isiemi Aga, time to time, when it comes to Wike, you are telling me Wike is inviting Tinubu to come to River State. You speak with the both sides of your mouth. You argue with Ogo Bidima when it comes to this other side because you supported Magnus Abbey that is jumping from one place to the other. All of you speak like this. Stand in one particular place.
No. Did Wike stand in one particular place? Did he support?
Yes.
Did he support
Yes,
APC at the center? Even
you.
Governor Wike did not stand in one place. You are saying people should
I
stand in one
want to tell
place.
you why he did that. Let me tell you the
No,
one
if there's
place.
a reason for him to do that, then Emi should have a reason for him to also speak the way he's
The
speaking now.
reason for the one place now.
No. Thank you, Gift. Gift, you've got
Yes.
to go. Thank you very much. No, Gift, you're not the one speaking from both sides of your mouth. You said there's a reason why Governor Wike did not stand in one place, and then you don't want Emi Fiahaga to stand in to move as he wants to move freely. No, that's not fair.
And
Completely.
So Amy did not stand in one place.
We don't know about that. Don't drag that one now.
On the prevailing
Exactly.
I don't even know.
Good morning, Annie and your guests. Your analysts should know that even the last USA election was not free and fair. Even Capitol House was destroyed. However, last election was a complete assassination of democracy.
So
I got a different understanding of political structure after the winner of 2023. Annie, do you know that for you to win election comprehensively in Nigeria, you must have INEC structure, federal security, and federal government structure. Once you have this political trinity, you must win election. God save Nigeria. Louis Danfodio, you send that in from Port Harcourt. Emi keeps talking about morality, fairness, and justice, yet he covers his party's dirty dealings. You always want to talk about Anambra. Are you angry?
Angry for what? No, about what? Is he supposed to answer that?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Why would you think he's angry? He's come here to explain what he believes to be truthful. I think that you've got to understand other people's views of ideas. You might disagree. Point out what you have disagreed with, and then accept what you agree with, and move on. Really,
that's simple.
There's no anger. There's no. At the end of the day, we all will thrive. One way or the other, we all will thrive. I've got to go. We've got to shut this down here. Dr. Bitima.
Annie, in fact, I recommend that Professor Yakubu should be arrested to explain how he manipulated the last election.
All right. Dr. Bitima, journalist and international affairs analyst, thank you so much. A text message here says, this OB is giving people sleepless night. Why can't the so-called professors who rigged the election do the right thing in this country? I concur with Pastor Adebayo. Good morning, Annie. Please, he said Pastor Adebayo. Please, Annie, tell my Prof. Warner that I'm proud of him. Indeed, he has said it all without bias or prejudice. We all know that the election was rigged. Moses from Uniport, he said that. Good morning, presenter. To be candid, Obidima had had not been fair this morning. That people that produce tomatoes, even yams in large quantities, are from the north. Don't disinform the learning student. For Atiku, the god of justice, fairness, equity, stood against his ambition. Godwin Ungosu, you sent that in. Since Emmy says Tinubu won the election fairly, why is he always arguing against the provisions of the Electoral Act? If APC truly won the election, why do they say the process is immaterial? And they struggled to defend Buhari's failed government for 8 years, and now he's doing the same to Tinubu. Nothing will come out for him. How do you know?
You are not my God.
Maybe what if all he wants? It's not even that. How do you think that nothing will come out from him? Maybe all that he wants to come out from it is just a better Nigeria.
Good.
You think everybody is like everybody else who wants a bag? Governor Wike should also extend IV to Tinubu to come to Oyibo and see Afam Road. He borrowed 25 billion 3 years ago to construct. He promised Oyibo people and state chairman of PDP to deliver the road in 6 months, but today it's abandoned. It's huge money borrowed and channeled to God knows where, like he did to the 5 billion CBN release for cassava processing plant. Same Oyibo, now covered with bush. Governor Wike should also take BAT president-elect to Port Harcourt flour mill with over 1,000 workers. He shut down since July 2015 at Industry Road by NPA. This is from Deem Chukwuemeka. Okay, all right. Emifia Haga.
Yes, there are over 176,000 polling units in Nigeria, and the one you voted is one polling unit out of this one over 176,000. So if you want that your polling unit, you did so because certain sentiment, maybe because Obi is close to you, your tribal, religious man, or whatever sentiment that you share. Other people also have their sentiment in their own area, and they will vote according to those sentiments as you vote against your own sentiment. This is one thing people need to understand. So if you think your area there were one or two manipulations, that doesn't mean that the whole process of the election was be specific. That's what we are saying. Right. You want Obiakpo doesn't mean you have one River State. Obiakpo is one local government out of 23. These are the things we are saying. So sentiment should always override senses. That is what Emi Feraga is saying.
Emi Feraga, political analyst, adolescent and adult literacy volunteer. Thank you so much. So President-elect Bola Tinubu will be coming to commission the 12th flyover next week. Some of these flyovers are good and decongest traffic, but some are just brick and mortar display showpiece. Imagine the flyover at Ikoku that leads you to a close. For 5 minutes, you count less than 15 vehicles plying it, while along the Query Road, heavy traffic builds up and flows at a snail speed. Catching oil, you sent that in. Associate Professor Emmanuel Warner.
Yes, Ali, let me reiterate the fact that democracy abhors undue influence, and so it does not respect time and space or history. Electoral irregularity is not conducive for free and fair, credible election and must be condemned in its entirety.
All right, Associate Professor Emmanuel Warner, Lecturer, Department of Political Science, University of Port Harcourt. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Ndukwe.
Well, amidst all the atrocities that may have been committed in the last election, Pa Adebanjo, I disagree with you because INEC has declared somebody, and that is Bola Tinubu. You can go to court and find out where the errors are trailing the last election.
Thank you.
For now, Tinubu is the president-elect.
Thank you so much. This is why we call it a wrap. And the world news is up next. Please keep your dial right here on Today 95.1 FM. And I wish you well.
Every day, every hour. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Thanks for joining us. This is the World News on your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM. In the headlines, FEC approves Action Plan 2020 to 2026 to advance Nigeria's position in international best practices. The governor-elect of Enugu State, Peter Mbah, describes death of former gubernatorial aspirant of ABGA as condemnable. Governor Yeson Wike accuses governorship candidate of APC and SDP of demarketing River State. On the foreign scene, Sudan's army to extend shaky ceasefire for 72 hours amid continuing battles. I am Lucky Maxwell. Thanks for staying tuned. The Federal Executive Council has approved Action Plan 2020-2026 with the aim of advancing Nigeria's position in the observance of international best practices of human rights. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, disclosed this after the council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. According to him, no government has observed human rights in its dealings with Nigerians like the Buhari administration, noting that the approval was based on the memorandum on policy relating to human rights, which he presented to the council. The AGF recalled that 130 million naira was awarded to the family of Akpo 6 by the court, even though the case predated the administration. He also pointed out that no single journalist died during the administration as a result of human rights abuse. A newly elected member of the House of Representatives from Kano State, Aliyu Madaki, has disclosed that there is a coalition of 285 members-elect who want the All Progressives Congress to zone the position of the Speaker. Madaki stressed that it is a right of the APC to produce the Speaker for the 10th National Assembly, being the party that won majority of the seats in the soon-to-be inaugurated Green Chamber. According to the Kano Reps-elect, the composition of the incoming House of Representatives means that APC, as a ruling party, must meet up with expectations to avoid being overridden by opposition lawmakers. The governor-elect of Enugu State, Peter Mbah, has bemoaned the death of former gubernatorial aspirant on the platform of the All Progressives Grand Alliance ahead of the 2023 general elections, Dawn Ude, describing it as heartbreaking and condemnable. Recall that Ude, whose lifeless body was found at the 9th Mile area of Enugu State yesterday, was reported missing a few days ago. Reacting to the development, Mbah, in a statement by the head of his media office, Dan Wome, expressed deep grief and sadness over the loss, noting that Ude had served the state and the nation creditably in several capacities. While expressing heartfelt condolences to the family of the late political stalwart and the entire people of Ozala, whom he served notably as the President General of their Apex Development Union, Mbah also prayed to God to grant them the inner strength to bear the irreparable loss. The Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, has asserted that Nigerians should not hold President Muhammadu Buhari administration responsible for not rescuing all the kidnapped Chibok girls. Adesina, during a television program, said out of the 267 kidnapped Chibok girls, about 57 escaped immediately and over 100 have been rescued by the Buhari administration. The Special Advisor stated that the government was proactive to tackle the kidnap at the time it occurred, adding that the incoming should take up the responsibility to recover the girls. Meanwhile, the indigenous people of Biafra says President Muhammadu Buhari's sins are unforgivable. IPOB spokesman Emma Powerful was reacting to Buhari's appeal that Nigerians should pardon him while announcing plans to relocate to Niger Republic. However, Powerful said Buhari would not be saved from his atrocities even if he relocates. He wondered why Nigerians should forgive the president for allegedly aiding the killing of IPOB members, ethnic cleansing, destabilizing the country, among others. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has accused the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Patrick Tonyekol, and Social Democratic Party, Senator Magnus Habe, of intentionally demarketing the state for their inordinate ambition. Governor Wike noted that recent utterances by Tonyekol and Abe, who lost out at the 2023 governorship election in the state, smack of sheer mischief and disgruntlement. In a statement by his special assistant on media, Kelvin Ebiri, the governor, who spoke as special guest at the Police Officers' Wives Association Skill Acquisition Graduation and Empowerment Ceremony in Port Harcourt, criticized the duo for creating an impression that Rivers State is not safe. The governor, who was represented by his chief of staff, Emeka Woke, stated that since Tonyekol and Abe lost the 2023 governorship election, they have been demarketing the state with the intent to gain federal appointment in the next political dispensation. The governor, who dismissed that what he described as erroneous impression being created by the duo, further urged the public to ignore the obnoxious antics of the failed and disgruntled politicians. This is the World News on Today 95.1 FM. We'll be right back after this short break.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now the rest of the news. The people of Rumowoji in Jobu in Port Harcourt City local government area have called on security agencies and the River State government to take immediate action in restoring peace in the area. The chairman of the community council, Ike Wigodo, in a statement also called for the demolition of waterfronts in the area as they have become hideouts for criminal activities. The statement recounted the rising incidences of invasions and armed robbery going on in the area, as well as the growing number of roadblocks set up by hoodlums around Urala, Abakaliki Junction, to stop search and rob residents. Wigodo also pleaded with the police to intensify their efforts in ensuring that peace is restored to the community. The paramount ruler of Akpo Kingdom in Obi Akpo local government area of River State, His Royal Majesty Eze Ozonwonwu Levi Amos Olu Orebe, and his Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs have been advised to stay clear of the stool of Nyewele Alakaya community or be ready to face whatever may arise from their actions. The Alakaya Council of Chiefs, which was reacting to information about a planned consultation of an oracle to pick a traditional leader of the community by the Akpo Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs, led by Eze Ozonwonwu Levi Amos Olu Orebe, said such action is against Akpo tradition. The paramount ruler of Ozoba, Amadi Wale, and the Akpo Ospak commander, Azubike Amadi, are reported to have arrived at Lakaya community to deliver message of the Akpo Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs on the planned consultation of the oracle. The second in command to the Alakaya Council of Chiefs, Joseph Amadi, in an interview with Today FM, said what the Akpo monarch is doing may throw the community into crisis if urgent intervention is not taken.
Royal Majesty is trying to do in our community. It's not tradition because we have already bring Oracle. Oracle achieved somewhat. Then is a Dane Ogun Obuna to do. Since I was born, I never see where they selected the Oracle, selected the primary ruler. They go and bring another primary ruler. It never happened in Akpo. So only Levi Orebe is trying to cause confusion in our community within cabinet, and which cannot be possible. Because anything happen from now till tomorrow. Let the River State government hold the Royal Majesty. We cause every problem. We cannot allow it to happen. Already this afternoon, so I've already sent the primary ruler from Uzoba and the one of SPAC to come and tell us this is what is going to happen tomorrow. We say it's not possible because such a thing never happened before. So we cannot allow it. Let the government come and look into the matter.
On their part, Alakaya Community Development Committee Secretary Leonard Enyi and Lawrence Amadi said the Akpo Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs are acting in disregard of a suit should anything happen.
Monarch of our kingdom want to cause some breach of peace in Alakaya community. A man of such a position should not base his decision with his council of chiefs on mere say, because from the last time he was interviewed, he said the other faction told him that there is no matter in the court of appeal, and on that ground, he made some decision which is not favorable to the community. So we are telling the appropriate authority, the government of the state, the police, the DSS, to quickly plunge into action and checkmate the activity, the action, and the decision of the paramount ruler of our kingdom and his cabinet before this matter snowball into something else.
The issue of consultation or consulting an oracle in Alakaya community, that matter is under pendency with the Court of Appeal. The suit number has been made available and the other party has also been served, which their lawyer has also acknowledged. I think what the Akpo Council of Chiefs should do is to seek consent of the both parties.
The paramount ruler of Akpo Kingdom, Eze Ozonwonwu Levi Amos Olu Orebe, had in his reaction maintained that it is not the responsibility of the Akpo Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs, other than that they can only monitor the process and install the person chosen by the oracle. The police in charge of the Commissioner of Monitoring of Police Monitoring Unit of the Rivers State Police Command has intervened in an alleged plan by the authorities of the Captain Elechi Amade Polytechnic to abandon a case of stealing of the laptop and malicious damage against some members of its staffs and a lecturer in the institution, Solomon Tamunotoye. This follows the transfer of the case, which was being investigated by the Port Harcourt Area Command of the Police to the CP Monitoring Unit following petition by the institution. Today FM correspondent who is monitoring the case reports that when the complainant in the matter, Solomon Tamunotoye, arrived at the Area Command, he was informed that the case file had been moved to the CP Monitoring Unit and directed to go there. He told our correspondent that upon his arrival at the CP Monitoring Unit, he was shown a petition of alleged false public information, amongst others, and detained but later released after the intervention of the commander. Solomon Tamunotoye, who is a lecturer with the Captain Elechi Amade Polytechnic, spoke to Today FM after his release.
It's been 4 weeks now. Almost every Tuesday of these 4 weeks, the police has been inviting us. It is the school that is giving us dates and time. These 4 weeks, I have been present at the police station, but the school has continued to give one excuse or the other, or they will outrightly not pick their phone calls, or they will not appear. The area commander came and informed his men and me that there is a petition at the CP Monitoring Unit concerning this case. On reaching there, I was introduced as a person involved in the matter. The police at the CP unit came up, then showed me another file. When I read the file, it was a petition from the Polytechnic management accusing me of disturbing the peace of the school, breaching the security protocol, and creating bad image. So they kept me there for a long time.
Victor Okere, a non-staff of the Captain Elechi Amade Polytechnic, and Martins Oku and Selina George Sunday, who are staff of the institution, are alleged to have attacked the embattled Tamunotoye when lecturers were invited by the school authorities for Christmas gifts in 2021, and his mobile phone and laptop were allegedly damaged and taken away. Solomon Tamunotoye had been in a running battle with the Polytechnic after he was accused of sexually harassing a student and subsequently suspended by the school management, an allegation he denies. On the foreign scene, Sudan's army has expressed willingness to extend a shaky ceasefire for a further 72 hours amid continuing battles with the rival paramilitary Rapid Support Forces on the outskirts of the capital, Khartoum. The army said its leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, had given initial approval to a plan to extend the truce due to expire later today for another 72 hours and send an army envoy to Juba, the South Sudan capital, for talks. The military said the president of South Sudan, Kenya, and Djibouti worked on a proposal that includes extending the truce and talks between the two forces. United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken and African Union Commission Chairperson Moussa Mahamat have also discussed ways to work together to end the fighting in Sudan. Since fighting erupted in Sudan on April 15, at least 512 people have been killed in air raids and artillery attacks. Thousands have been wounded and hospitals destroyed, with many residents, some on foot, trying to flee the unrest. In sport, Manchester City striker Erling Haaland has broken the Premier League record for goals in a 38-game season. Haaland achieved the feat after scoring a goal in Manchester City's Premier League 4-1 win against Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium. The Norway international has been in sensational form throughout his debut season in England for Man City. The 22-year-old has been chasing the goal-scoring record set by Liverpool's Mohamed Salah during the 2017-2018 season, when the Egyptian scored 32 goals throughout Liverpool's Premier League campaign before Haaland's arrival. Haaland leveled Salah's tally during a Man City's 3-1 win over Leicester City this month, before overtaking him with his goal against Arsenal last night. In entertainment, Fuji's rapper Pras Michel has been convicted in the United States of conspiring with a financier at the center of Malaysia's 1MDB scandal, financier Low Takho, to the 2012 re-election campaign of former U.S. President Barack Obama and lobbying the Justice Department during former President Donald Trump's tenure to drop investigations into Low's alleged corruption. To end the news, as a summary of the major stories. Federal Executive Council has approved Action Plan 2020 to 2026 to advance Nigeria's position in international best practices of human rights. Governor-elect of Enugu State, Peter Amba, has described the death of former gubernatorial aspirant of ABGA, Don Sude, as condemnable. We told you that Governor Yesunwi has accused the governorship candidate of APC and SDP of demarketing River State. On the foreign scene, Sudan's army has expressed willingness to extend a Shaki ceasefire for 72 hours amid continuing battle. Stella Sesong edited the news. For comment and inquiries, call 0818389250. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Good afternoon, I'm Lucky Maxwell.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
It's that time on radio. Let's take you into the life and times of men and women who inspire, role models who have shaped the world.
He was known as the doctor of hypertension. Now, he was neither a professional doctor, and he did have an inkling as how to treat hypertension, but from far and wide, that name stuck. The doctor of hypertension. But he's basically known as Chief Stephen Osita Osadebe, born in March 1936. I'll tell you a little bit about Osadebe. He was born in the Igbo town of Atani in Anambra State. He came from a line of singers and dancers. Now, we're not surprised to hear that. His genre was high life, encompassed Igbo musical elements. It was in high life school years in Onitsha, a major commercial city near Atani, that Osadebe grew interested in music. Osadebe started his career performing at nightclubs in Lagos in the southwestern region of Nigeria, and from there he gradually worked his way up to releasing his first album in 1958. In Korea, Osadebe went on to work over 500 songs. Half of the songs were released commercially. He had been a part of the Empire Rhythm Orchestra led by E.C. Arinze, in which he had learned much of his music skills. As he became better established, Osadebe's style matured to include social commentary, similar to, but not as confrontational as Fela Kuti. Personal trials and tribulations were usually the main topic of his commentaries. Following the Nigerian Civil War in the late 60s, the massive exodus of the eastern people of Nigeria in the then capital, Lagos. During the war and after the war, Osadebe maintained his scheduled live performances. After turning 50 in 1986, Osadebe started to give priority to fatherhood and gave more of his from calypso, samba, bolero, rumba, jazz, waltz, all of which are the core formative elements of high life music in its rustic form. And in that trend, in 1984, Osadebe with his hit album Osondi or Wendy, which was his most popular hit. But in